Thank you for joining me today and, meeting me on this video call despite how busy you are. I know that you have a lot of vineyard work right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But as I told you, now we closed the one of the big part of the work.
yeah.
So now the season is started.
Mm-hmm.
So the plants is start to.
Yes.
So
So I lost you there for a moment when I asked you what was the work that you were doing in the vineyards right now?
now in this moment we are relaxing.
Yeah.
So we are just watching that everything is growing.
Yeah.
So it's starting to the plants start to open, and so we have to watch that everything is going on. And now we have also to take care because there is no water in this period. So the last raining was 1 month ago, more or less. So now everything need water, and
Mm-hmm.
so you see that the nature go very slow and not in a uniform situation because there isn't water. And
I,
so now we have to try to check that which kind of plants have some problem and try to monitoring everything
uh-huh.
because we do nothing on the vineyard now. But I don't know, after we hope in 1 week or 10 days come the rain.
Yeah.
And so after we have to understand if the plants that they moving very slow, they
Mm-hmm.
start to recover and move faster or not. And if they are not moving faster, so probably we have to try to take down some green part, so to give them less production,
Mm-hmm.
to help the plants to have a good balance for all the season.
Yeah.
So at this moment we have just to check and monitoring, writing, taking notes, and then we have to see.
Yeah. So right now it's just a time of observation. But the
Yeah.
last few weeks, you said that you've completed a very important part.
Yeah, because we have to, I would say we have to close all the vineyard. So
Uh-huh.
we have finished the pruning.
Yeah.
We have to close everything, and then we have to make a lot of the maintenance to everywhere, to the steel, yeah, to all the stuff that needs some maintenance, tractor and something like that. And so yesterday we finished everything. We say, okay, now we are ready.
Mm-hmm.
And now, so we organized it and we projected the season.
Yeah.
And now we have to understand and we have to see if what we thinking
Yeah.
and what we projected during the winter and we try to realize in all this period until yesterday is working during the next few months,
Yeah.
or we have to make some changement because there is no water or there is more water.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
but normally we don't want to make any kind of intervention in the vineyard
Yeah.
because for us is very important, and this is our philosophy, that we believe that the nature have and can find his balance and his way, and he know better than the human.
Yeah.
So if you believe to make or if you want to constrain the nature to go in some direction, or and you want to enforce that,
Mm-hmm.
the nature a lot of time don't like that. So it's better that you try to follow the flow. So you have to just follow where everything and all the energy want to go. And we have just to intervene if we see that there is some trouble. So if there is some mistake, okay, we try to help. But normally we have just to wait and check everything, and just to make a little correction if cut the grass, don't cut the grass. So take out the leaf, don't take out the leaf, because normally we don't, now we do nothing until
Yeah.
the harvest. So we don't want to cut, we don't want to put the, yeah, shut down the grape or take out the leaf. We don't want,
To
so
do.
the nature know what he want to do.
Yeah. That that
But
is very, yeah, non-interventionist approach, right? Not
exactly,
to
but some people say, yeah, so you work less than the other people. I say, yeah, probably we work less by the with the machine or something else, but we have to work more to observe,
yeah.
to take the notes, to understand why,
Mm-hmm.
and to try to understand if we have to do something or is better to do touch. So that is our philosophy.
Yes.
So he understood that for us it was very important to close all the projects,
Mm-hmm.
because now we are ready for the season.
Yeah. Yeah. For the growing season. But
That's it. Exactly.
so I met you in November last year at
Yeah.
New York, and I just really felt that instant connection, to you and your spirit. You're just such a joyful couple, and also to your wines. Like there was something that just clicked for me, and I couldn't stop thinking about wines that I tasted with you. And I was also just really looking forward we receive them here. So a few months, after that, we are lucky enough to have them with us now. So these two for right now. So we are working to slowly add other wines as well. So yeah, but since we saw each other, there has been big changes for you, right? So how is life in Italy right now? Like just tell us from the inside perspective, not just what we hear on the news.
It's very hard because the people, the newspaper, they speak, they say something, but we can't understand
Mm-hmm.
well, what will be in the future. That's the big problem, because the virus is still strong and can defeat a lot of people, and can defeat all the power and also the economical part in the all the country around the world.
Yeah.
And so the people speak a lot, probably too much,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem now is to try to make some act, and which is the roadmap to follow for all the people to try to exit from the emergency.
Yeah.
And so now in this moment with my wife we decide to try to do our best like if nothing won't happen. So we work hard like before. We want to continue our project like before the virus. But yes, we don't know in the future what's happened. That's the point.
Of course. And
But we are small and we have our philosophy of life, and so we hope that after all this mess, something could happen in good way. So
of course, yeah. And so, but for you in particular, you live in the nature. You're allowed to go out, work your vineyards. You have that flexibility right now.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is, we
You're
are very
happy.
lucky.
Very, very fortunate. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, because a lot of people have to stay in home.
Yeah.
Instead, we have to stay in home, but our home is in the vineyard, because we open the window and we have the vineyard in front of us.
Yes,
So we stay all the days in the house, yes, of course. But our house is quite big.
it's quite big. So tell me a little bit more about where you live, where the vineyards are located, about the region, just so people watching this can understand better about where is everything happening, where is this magic created.
Yeah, okay. So we are in Udine. Udine is the capital city of Friuli Venezia Giulia, and Friuli Venezia Giulia is the northeast region of Italy and the border with Slovenia and Austria. A lot of people they don't know exactly where it is, but if I tell you, is in that corner of the northeast, and also is 100 kilometers north of Venice.
Hmm.
But around the world until I think no, or during the 19th, all the people know a lot of wine from Friuli because was considered like the Burgundy for the white wine in Italy, the Friuli Venezia Giulia. In fact, we have more focus of white wine like Ribolla Gialla, Tokai, Sauvignon, Pinot Gris. So this is the more important grapes in our region. Like yeah, also for the white there is Malvasia and Vitosca, and also for some red wine. So Friuli is a region on the border. So what does it mean? It means that also the culture is the culture of the border people.
Hmm.
So where there is a lot of influence that came across the border from Slovenia, from Austria, and so we have a lot of international grape like Merlot, Chardonnay, Pinot White, Pinot Gris and Sauvignon that you have there.
Yeah.
And we have also some autochthonal or local grape that is very amazing and is very, very important. But what is so important here in Friuli that the climate and the terroir is very different. So we are in Udine, near Udine, and we are 30 minutes from the border on the east with the Slovenia.
Hmm.
In 30 minutes, 1 hour in the border with Austria.
Hmm.
So in that part, in this kind of triangle, we have a lot of kind of different terroir. So there is more rock, more Onca on the east part,
Hmm.
on the part of the border with Slovenia, and then there is more clay, more stone and something like that, more in my part.
Hmm.
So everything is very different, and you can find a lot of kind of uh, I say, yeah, also the terroir, the texture on the wine. So
Yeah.
same grape but different tasting.
Yes.
If you are speaking about natural wine,
Absolutely.
because if you're speaking about more conventional wine, you know the interaction of the man and is made just to create a tasting for the market. So what the market want, so you don't care about the terroir.
Yeah.
Instead, if you don't use any kind of chemics, the terroir speaks, and you can taste completely different kind of tasting from the same grape.
Yeah.
Then we have a very particular in our area because we are in Pozzuolo. Pozzuolo is small town
Uh-huh.
and is considered or also called the high terrace because we are higher than the other parts, some part of the Friuli, and we have five kind of the terroir
Five.
because yeah, because we have our vineyard, then around there is the forest, then we have the river, so we have no contamination from the from our neighbor.
Yeah.
So we have like a microclimate that what we do inside is like is a something is not as magic because it's stupid, but if it yeah is unique because have no contamination from the neighbor, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the people they have their vineyard, but they try to do their best, but sometimes they have the neighbor that use some product for the vineyard, and so they have some contamination.
Absolutely.
So also the animals, the insect is completely different
Mm-hmm.
because we have no contamination.
Yeah.
Then also we work a lot with the beans, because we have also a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Because for us, when we speak about natural wine, we don't like the word natural wine because they have no meaning. What does it mean, natural wine? Nothing. It's just a marketing word.
Yeah.
So we prefer to say we produce the wine follow the nature. So it's different.
Yeah.
And that what does it mean for us follow the nature? So it's follow the insect, the kind of flower and grass that we have in the vineyard and around the house. And also is like a meeting between the people. So more people have to work with us
Mm-hmm.
to try to do different stuff and different kind of product like honey. So there is one friend that produce honey in our vineyard. We
Uh-huh.
produce wine. Another guy produce corn and or soya or something like that. So this is for us the meaning or work follow the nature. So more people
Mm-hmm.
make a one project
Yeah.
with different identity, with different name of the company, but that is we don't care. But we have to try everybody to work all together, and we have to try to help each other because the beans help us for the sanity of the grape. Instead, we have to help the beans with the flower, with the biodiversity, and also who work with the corn and something like that. We have to try to work in respect of the beans and the wine.
Yeah.
So this is for us. What does it mean, Villa Job, and the project that you have when you come here?
Yes. Thank you so much for describing that, because it sounds like you really understand like the circle, how everything is connected,
That's it.
how the
Exactly.
vineyard
This is for us is so important.
yeah, that you not just connect with the vineyards and living, animals, living beings, but also people, and I think
That's exactly.
that's a
That is so
really
important.
important component, and that it's quite different. Like we don't see this in a lot of vineyards around, it's almost we so many times become so individualistic, right, in our own little
Exactly.
bubble.
Exactly.
So it seems like what you're doing, it's really reaching out and connecting with other people to create this entity, so it make it
Exactly. And then also we have to help each other
yeah.
to work.
Mm-hmm.
We have the guy with the beans when he needs to make the analysis and control to the beans, to the house of the beans. And instead he help us during the pruning or something like that.
Yeah.
So we have also to share
Yeah.
everything. And so this is, I think, is the best and the future for the agriculture.
Uh-huh.
But this is now we say, ah, this is like innovative. It is not innovative
No.
because if you think probably 30, 40 years ago,
Yeah.
there was the big family
Yeah.
that they work all together in the
Yeah.
field, and someone produce wine, someone produce corn, and then they share everything,
Yeah.
and that's it. So it's something like to return to the past,
Yeah,
but with
absolutely.
the new knowledge.
Yeah, with more consciousness.
Exactly.
into that, because it used to be normal, but there was less roads, there was no internet, there was no phones, right? So
Exactly.
it happened naturally. Now we need to make it happen. We need to think about it, right?
That's it. Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, yes. You know, I was reading about your project, about your wines, and a important thing that you mention a lot is that like wine have like a social component for you. That
Yeah.
wine, it's a social um connector. Like, tell me more about what you mean by having a social component.
But exactly what you are saying, and also in the product that we want to do,
Mm-hmm.
the meaning of social with the people is for us is a key core. Also, when you drink a Sudigiri or Piantagrane, you have two funny and happy label that are speaking with you,
Mm-hmm.
and also the wine. Yes, is serious, is interesting. There is material, there is respect of the terroir, but is they have to give you a sensation of happiness
Mm-hmm.
and to want to share the bottle and the glass with the friends or with the family, not to just to drink the bottle alone and think about I taste this kind of note or is good pairing with this one. Is not our philosophy.
Yeah.
So because the war was built or was born with food and wine. So all the war, the contract, the also the war, everything was made sit on the table and drink and eating.
Yeah. Yes.
So the history of the humanity was did like was done in that way from the Roman people up to today. So when you finish, I don't know, a business or when you finish some challenge or something, you say, okay, now we finish to work. Now we have to go to eat all together to I say to enforce our relationship. So for us, food and drink have this meaning
Yeah.
and have this power. And so for us, this kind of linking we have to try to put in the bottle. But in our bottle, you have to find the linking with the people, the linking with our terroir, the linking with the beans, and the linking with the field, the open field like corn, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to conserve is, as Lavi say, to conserve the sexual value of the next generation for the next generation because we have to die in the future, but not the land.
That's
We
right.
have to pass and to give our land in our best way to the next generation. Because like today, that is perfect. Today there is this pandemic, so the people have no money, so the people they don't know how to do. They are scared about the healthy, about everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a small piece of land, you can cultivate something for yourself to live. And as someone told to me, remember that the land, we don't know why, but he don't care if you are a assassin or if you are an angel. He give you exactly the same quantity of food that you have to respect them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is for us is very important the value of the land.
Yeah.
And me and my wife we worked before in Milan, so the business city. We work in the consultant, mean economic consultant. She work in marketing. big company, something like that, then we say, yeah, but this is not the real life. We want another kind of life. We want the real interaction with the people. And so we moved to the land of my grandfather,
Ah,
and we start to produce the wine.
yeah. And your grandfather was before that he was a grape grower. He was growing grapes.
Yeah, but I say it was like the owner.
Ah, okay.
But then there were the people that work the land, and what they sell, they use it for themselves, and they give some money to the owner, just to make some big maintenance for all the domain. Stop it.
I see. I see.
Yeah, but then the problem was when my grandfather died,
Yeah.
and we say, and now what we can do? We say, okay, we have to go and we have to change.
Yes. And so what what happened? When was this moment that you just decide to go for it, to try and make wine with no knowledge, right? You
Yeah, exactly. We
yeah.
started to no knowledge, but high curiosity. So we study a lot. I I travel. I also travel a lot in France, Italy, to understand, to speak with the people,
Yeah.
to touch the idea of the people, of the winemaker.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably when I read it, for example, the Fleur du Mal of Baudelaire, or when I read some other kind of book, and so I understood that I work in consultant, but it's not real life. It's like a fake. We are just an engine of the big machine,
Mm, yeah.
and they can throw you away
Anytime.
anytime. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we say, no, this is not my life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something different. And I was really, uh, mm, I appreciated a lot also some other book that spoken about the power of the wine and the food during the civilization. And so I say, you see, so all the people say, I want to produce the best wine, I want to produce the best food, and we are speaking about the pairing. But it's true that for us is how you say the socialization and the soul
Mm-hmm.
of the people stay inside of wine and food. And so that is why I say why I'm trying to looking for a, to work in the big company, something like that, when I have in front of me the answer. And so we start to read, study,
Yeah.
make a lot of error. Then we use a lot. Yeah. Then uh, I don't start alone to produce wine. Of course, I use in the first time I use some consultant,
Uh-huh.
some other that teach me how to do, but they were just a biological wine. So they told me, but you have to correct the wine because the people want this. The market said, yeah,
Mm,
but I don't like. So year by year, with my wife, we decide to take off everything. And so then we say, okay, now we understood what we want to do. We
mm-hmm.
found our way, and so we want to go alone without no consultant.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad you did because the wines definitely speak your energy. It's they are very, very vibrant wines. And I really enjoy them because they tell a story, but I feel understanding the story really it has to do with you, you know, like the terroir as a whole, it's important, but you are the two people that put your, you know, fingerprints on this. And
That's exactly. It's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Me and my wife, we want to put our finger.
yes. And not in a way that I would say, this is manipulation, but it's your, you know, print. It's your basically
Yeah,
energy.
it's exactly. And for us, it's something that is very important.
Hmm.
That is something unique. So the in our wine, also in the our own the only that produce our friends, something like that,
Hmm.
you have to taste our terroir.
Hmm.
So we are speaking about where we are, and no one can do exactly the same because the microclimate is different, the terroir is different, the biodiversity is different. That is not meaning that our wine is the best wine in the world,
Hmm.
but it's different. So
Yes.
someone say, "Wow, I love it." Someone say, "Yes, but I prefer something else." It's correct. It's true because we are not making like with the machine like the like printing all wine the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So someone could be like someone, yeah, someone like someone no,
Yeah.
but this is good.
Exactly. um you know what, I really couldn't stop reading. It's like all the research you did on the soil, on the bedrock, like the terroir by itself. I saw on your website, like that was some really in-depth research. And was this your passion to understand, to, you know, to dig deeper,
It's
to
mandatory,
yeah.
was not our passion in the first one. But if you want to speak about your wine,
Hmm.
you have to destroy and open your terroir and your soil to understand what there is under.
Uh-huh.
What there is under your feet. Yeah, there is a terroir. Yeah, is there is some clay. Okay, but how? How many? Which color? Touch? Which is the smell? And so we open and we taste it. And we some people
Hmm.
they help us to understand. Okay, this terroir is made this way. This one is indifferent.
Yeah. And did you plant the vines by yourself, or did you
No,
use some of the vines that were already there?
exactly. Was made by my grandfather.
So how old are they right now? The average
15, 20.
20 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see. So he was the one that planted them.
exactly.
Yeah, that's it's very interesting. Like, you know, where did you bring like all this through the history, where it all started just as grape growing and selling grapes to now making wine that really express the terroir in a very unique way. It's almost like you would, you know, intentionally do it, but you didn't. Somebody else planted it, right? So that's, I think.
That's but it was so funny because, for example, probably you know not my Sauvignon, the general Sauvignon, you know,
Yeah.
which is the classical note smelling that you have to taste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on
Yes.
the beginning we tried to do it that way, but our terroir don't give us that kind of tasting.
That
So
profile.
we didn't have it. Yeah, we didn't have that kind of profile, that kind of
Mhm.
texture on the nose,
Yeah.
the typical note of a Sauvignon. And then we say, okay, if the terroir don't want, we have to find another way. Probably he want to go in another way. We have to follow him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is why also now we want to follow the nature in all our kind of work in the vineyard
Mm-hmm.
and not enforce the work. We don't want to, yeah, to move the nature in a different way respect of where she would like to walk to go.
Yeah. And tell me, I found it so interesting that you were describing in some articles that you did a lot of like a micro vinification. So
That's it.
tell me more about it. What did you two do?
Okay, everything was started with the man that work with the cornfield
Uh-huh.
in our, that he say, hey, remember that here this area, because he started to work with my grandfather, so is so 20 years ago, so he have more knowledge than me, and he know all the kind of the terroir here in Villayob. And he told me, remember that what you see here is not exactly what how it appear, because we are a very different terroir.
Mm.
So you say, ah, really? Yes. And so we try also to watch during the season, the growing season, because you can identify that some part is moving faster, some other move slowly. And so with that we say, okay, we have to try to identify the big different area, and we have to make the micro vinification.
Mm-hmm.
So that part we sign and we say, okay, this part have to vinification alone, the other part alone. So we divide all the area and we make the single micro vinification for single part.
Yeah,
Then around April or May we make the blend.
I see. And so with that, you were really, really able to understand like how different parts of vineyards express itself.
Yeah, because you can see it's so funny because you see the how the energy is different from one part to the other.
That's beautiful. Tell me more about this.
You know, when you start to work in
Mhm.
the everywhere, if you if you try to just to see, to watch, you can find that there is some area, some part that have a different I say different growing condition respect of the other part.
Mm-hmm.
And so you say, okay, but why here is faster than there that is lower? So try to understand. So we move the land. We say, ah, look, this terroir is different from the other one. So we have to try to understand, and in the middle, what's happened. And then in this way, just to touch, to watch, we understood with Lavi, yeah, and also we make a lot of analysis.
Yeah,
We understood that where is the micro, the macro area, and then we start to pick up the grape in separate way, and we make a micro vinification.
I see. Yeah, and you are also using some biodynamic practices in the vineyard. Is that right?
Yes or no?
Okay.
Because uh, with the biodynamic, the basis of the biodynamic producer, you have to use the 500 and
Mhm.
501. We don't use now. For now, we don't use.
Okay.
So if you say you are biodynamic, I say I follow some concept of the biodynamic, but I'm not biodynamic at all.
Yeah.
Also, we follow some concept of Fukuoka,
Mm-hmm.
but we are not Fukuoka at all.
Yeah.
Because, for example, Fukuoka say you have not touched the nature, so do less work as you can, because more work you want to do, more damage you do to the nature. So this is the rule, the message and the culture of Fukuoka.
Yeah.
So we try to keep all the best from all kind of natural philosophy to try to link all together in our vision of wine.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you take parts that you understand best apply to your land, to your environment.
that's it exactly. And now we do in this way. Probably we can start to also to increase with some the preparate of the biodynamic preparate. We don't know in the future what we will do. For example, now also we try to make some tasting with the straw. So we use a lot of straw under the vine.
Uh-huh.
So we identify free line of the vine.
Mm-hmm.
So and we put the straw for 2 times in the year, and we put the straw under the vine. So to try to preserve the humus, the humidity. So
Mm-hmm.
we try to do something.
Yeah.
Because what we understood with Lavi that a lot of time when you read or when you speak with the people, but also when you speak with some techniques, they give to you some their knowledge. But when you speak about nature, uh, we 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 think that you have a part of knowledge, but your knowledge and is not the 100% because you believe to have the knowledge to do the best, but just only to open the terroir, live in that that field, and try to follow the flow and the energy of the terroir. You can probably understood something more about what you have to do. So when someone arrive and say, we know exactly what you have to do, we say, okay, I don't want to listen to you. Because probably you speaking like a printing book.
Yeah.
Or because some you still you study about that, but you have no sensibility. You have no you are I say sensibility.
Yeah, it can be sensibility, understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, understanding exactly our mood, our soul. Okay, so yes, for us is a very important some part of philosophy in what we do.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing this. I know these
And
are, you know, very very deep things that that make this wine so special. Actually, I really want to try some. I
yeah,
I think it's time. We have some wine. It's almost 1 p.m. here. Perfect time for drinking.
oh, ma non ce la faccio fare, il telefono lì. Okay,
No problem.
we want to try to do when we speak with you. We try to move with. I move with the computer. My
Yeah.
wife take the internet, and we try to go in the outside on
Okay.
the 1 yard. So because she would like that you can see where we live and
Okay.
everything.
Thank you.
So okay, you have okay.
Let's
Now
try.
we try to move. Okay, instead now you have the Sauvignon. Aspetta, Lavi.
Yes, I. So this is Sudigiri.
Yeah,
Sudigiri.
Sudigiri.
Sudigiri. Okay.
Sudigiri.
Sudigiri. What does
That,
Sudigiri means?
over the moon.
The what?
Over the moon.
Oh,
It's
over the moon.
yeah,
So super.
because we are very happy that it's very different kind of Sauvignon, respect of the classical tasting.
Yeah, and it brings
So
over
and
the
this
moon.
is the label are say is say that. So we are so happy about that. That is different. Okay, let me try. I don't know. You can see, yeah.
Wow, that is
Okay.
great. I can see perfectly. So
Yeah. So
these are some really wide rows too.
yeah, that's it.
That is beautiful. Um, and what are we looking? What vines are here?
Here is Refosco that like Sirius is the red wine that we did
Uh-huh. So that's only
here
Roscoe
in
grapes.
this part. Then probably over there, you see where there is the other big tree,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you see that is green that without the vines. There is all the open field where we produce corn and something like that.
I see. So you grow
Then
corn
over
there.
there is another gate in wall, the wall gate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see with the bricks. And there are other three, and there we have the Pinot Grigio. And instead over there is the Sauvignon, the Sudigiri.
Sudigiri. What we have in a glass right now.
That's it, exactly.
That's beautiful. So it's all like one big plot with like with the different soil and rock layers
Yeah,
under
yeah, yeah,
in such a
yeah, and
small part of land.
yeah, exactly.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So we love it, So yeah, and before you told me how you live in this or how you spending your time during the pandemic.
Yeah.
You see, we are here,
This is
so
this is
we are
where
so
you are.
happy.
This is a good
Yeah,
lockdown to be.
Lavi, ho bisogno di internet. Dai. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So now we are coming back.
so this is also where you live. You live right next to the vineyards.
Exactly.
This is so
Oh
lucky.
yeah, yeah. Okay. We can sit here outside.
Yes.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you: is this the name of the winery? It's Villa Job, and is this the name of the home where you live?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that was also built by your grandfather.
Yeah, no, not the grandfather was yeah, it's very very old
Oh,
house.
so it's old.
That
Mm-hmm.
yeah, around 15th century.
Wow. Okay. So
Okay.
way older.
But what was not our house? We don't know when, but during the 19 yeah, the 1900
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
the grandfather yeah, he bought. I don't know how, where. Someone say play
Okay.
during the play card or something like that. So we don't know
I
how.
see. I'm
Okay.
I'm really glad he did.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
And Lavinia, where are you from originally?
Sicily,
You're from
the
Sicily,
Agrigento. Yeah.
really? And so you both met in Milan,
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
but you grew up in Sicily.
Yes, I grew in Sicily. Then I studied in Milan. I worked in Milan. I met Alessandro, and then we decided to
Sì, lei.
left Milan to left the business, the marketing, to build the new life in the nature.
Yes, that's beautiful. And Alessandro, where did you grow up?
In Tuscany.
In Tuscany. Okay.
Yeah.
So your
So
life, both
Or
of you are
Italy,
all
so
over Italy.
south, center, and north.
exactly.
So how long have you been now here near Udine?
6, 7 years.
You?
Me, yeah.
Yeah.
Because before I moved alone here,
Uh-huh.
and after
3 years ago.
3 years ago, she moved.
I see. And you started a new life in this area.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's beautiful. I'm drinking this wine and I'm transported to your world. I miss my home a lot, and my home is Slovenia, so just on the other side of the border.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was planning to come visit you in June, but right now we
Yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, and also
We
we don't
hope.
know if in winter we can come
Bro,
in Raw in USA. I don't know.
We
Or
is it
what happened?
possible
Yeah,
or not?
I think that this year there is no Raw or something like that in the winter.
it's very possible that big
Mm.
events will not be possible for a while.
Yeah, I think so.
It's very sad, but I'm glad we went last year to to use that
Yeah,
time to be there, because right now New York, it's in very, very sad condition. So
Mm.
we still
really.
experience it at its peak. Yeah. But tell me, I'm drinking this wine, and I'm
Okay.
wondering what would you cook with this wine at home when you cook? Do you eat salads? Do you eat pasta? What do you make?
And normally we eat a lot of vegetables
Yeah.
and yeah, some pasta and meat.
Bianche,
Yeah,
selvaggina
so
bianca, tipo.
you know, with Sudigiris we can try to eat everything, but it's better if you eat some white meat
Mm-hmm.
or fish and vegetables.
Yeah. It's so refreshing. It's, to me, like going out and just picking sorrel. The very sour herb. It,
Yeah.
it looks like a. It almost looks like a clover. Um, hmm, I don't know how to show. I will draw to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tipo
It
lemongrass.
it's almost look
Usually the people
like like this.
trifoglio.
Il trifoglio?
Trifoglio.
Yeah, I'm getting so much aroma and flavor from that, and it's so beautiful.
Ah,
Perfetto, è una cosa interessante. This is
because
new,
that is a new note that
new notes.
yeah,
You
because
know,
a lot yeah.
Yes, because a lot of people tell us
Human.
the Sudigiri smell like lemongrass or
yeah,
mint,
mint.
artemisia.
Yes,
Artemisia is
Botanical herb.
botanical
yeah,
herb.
absolutely. They do, but the first thing, it's just I remember being out in the grass and just munching on fresh herbs. Yes. And so tell me, how is Zudi, do you make it, is this a wine that ferments and mature in a concrete, or do you use any wood for making this wine?
So all the wine is made exactly in the same way. All the
Okay.
wine. So all the wine is made in open barrel fermentation.
Yeah.
Then we decide how long the skin contact do it. Then we press it and we move everything to finish the fermentation in concrete.
Okay.
Then finished, we move to other concrete for all the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And in the early spring, we move the wine. We divide the wine, some part in wood and some part in concrete. Then depends when we taste it, and if we decide it is better to move more in wood or more in concrete. And then we make the blend in the last period
Mm-hmm.
before going to the
in the
bottle and
Before
stop
you
it.
go to other.
So all the wine is made exactly the same way. What is the difference from each wine is the period of the picking during the harvest
Mm-hmm.
and the days of skin contact.
The length of skin contact.
That's it.
With skin contacts, which I love, there's so many different styles, and the way you do it, what is so unique about it, it's you really preserve the freshness, the acidity. So what would you say it's like really important thing that you do, like through the whole process, that preserves this acidity?
Depends. Yeah, everything is doing the vineyard,
It's in the vineyard. Okay.
because we try to, as I told you, we don't want to touch the vines during the season, and so if we don't cut, we preserve more acidity also.
If you don't cut,
They fa le foglie, non
Yeah, we
catti
don't.
come si dice foglie?
I rami, come cavolo si. Yes, no, now we check.
Vabbè, di foglie.
If we don't take out the leaf,
like a
and
green
so
harvest.
we leave all the grape is covered by the leaf from the
Okay.
sun.
Yeah, if
We
you
preserve also the acidity,
okay. Yeah.
and then also we don't cut the branch of the vines.
No, what do you do?
We just we put
We
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. And you don't have a problem with humidity if you do that?
No, because here in this area
Windy.
it's very windy.
It's very windy.
Yeah, and
Which
so we are so lucky about that.
I wanted to ask you about that because one thing that many people don't realize is that you are located right between the Alps and the ocean, the Adriatic Sea.
That's it.
Yeah.
In fact, we have also now, if you see in back, there is all the time there is windy. All day there is windy that came from Trieste, so from the sea,
Yes.
and then move to the Alps, and also from the Alps that come back is very cold. So also from day and night we have around 10, 12 degrees. The
Difference, temperature difference, right?
So that is good, because also in September, so the period of the harvest, have this kind of two different temperatures. It's very important to preserve the acidity.
Yes, it's important to for the acidity preservation.
That's it.
What about like Bora? Do you get any Bora wind there?
Sometimes yes.
Yeah.
But it's not stronger than in Trieste, of course.
It's not like Carso area, right?
No, less.
No.
It's less.
Because we are 20 kilometers inside.
Yeah, inland.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Tell me, is there something about this wine that you really want our viewers of this video to know? That's something that maybe I didn't ask you, or that we didn't talk about.
But probably we tell you everything, or because what is so important in all our wine, that the herbs, all the wine that you taste from us have a lot of herbs inside, a lot of also some botanical parts.
Yes.
And all that, it came from the biodiversity that we have in the vineyard. So the focus in all our wine is that, I think so. Herbs and spicy for the red wine.
Okay.
Pepper.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. It's very different when it comes from you, you know?
Yeah. But also when we are in row, we have, I don't know, 10 minutes, something like that, to speak and to do some key about our production, our idea. So it's normal that it's different.
Yes.
Now
course.
instead we are relaxed, so we have time to speak and so it's different.
And what about the labels? I want everybody to see this really fun labels. Who designed that?
Me and her, we decide the name,
the image
and the concept. Then we asked to our friend
Yeah.
to realize in for printing.
For printing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
So we give to them the concept, the image, everything, and she put everything on the laptop and you work it for the digital print.
yeah. I really really enjoy them. I think they're really you know, memorable, and they
Yeah,
make me laugh, you know, they're funny.
I
Yeah,
agree.
and all the label have the meaning, so are not just some image.
Okay.
For Sudigiri, as I told you, are me and her that we are so happy because it's a different kind of the classical Sauvignon. Because for us, Sauvignon is like a Chanel. So, like a woman that have a lot of Chanel, you say, "Oh, wow, you're beautiful, but you have too much Chanel, so stop it or move it." And so instead, you want to stay with the woman to speak a lot. So for also with the Sauvignon, if the Sauvignon have is too smelling, you
Yeah.
want to drink just one glass, but the second one you say it's too much.
Yeah.
And also, as she say, because in our Sauvignon you can taste exactly all the kind of herbs that we have here. Yeah, and you can taste when you work in our vineyard. When you
Yeah.
work and you press with your feet, they come up all this kind of flavor of herbs. So
Yeah.
this is why we are over the moon. We are so happy.
I really enjoy. I really like that name. Over the moon. So Sudigiri, is this like it's a saying in Italian? Would you say this like in conversation? You would
Yeah,
use
we are Sudigiri. We say
Very, very happy.
very happy, amped up, or someone could say, yeah,
Exciting. Very
exciting.
excited.
exciting.
I will
But
start using this. I will talk to my husband, and I'm already teaching him Slovenian, so I will start teaching him some Italian now.
okay,
Yes.
great.
But I want to,
Instead, exactly. Instead, the label of Piantagrane,
yeah,
the meaning is troublemaker.
troublemaker.
Yeah, because here in Friuli, all the people to us, hey, please stop. You are speaking all the time about Pinot Grigio, Pinot Grigio. We understood that the Pinot Grigio you make in different ways, not white for you.
Yeah,
So they say that we break the ball to the people. So this is why we call it Piantagrane, so troublemaker,
troublemaker.
because we break the ball to the producer with the Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, you break that like common conceptions about what Pinot Grigio is.
That's it,
Yeah,
exactly.
and here in America, I think more than anywhere that I have experienced, because understanding of Pinot Grigio, it's a wine that needs to be, you know, just um, very lean and not not expressive at all. Very low
It's water.
alcohol.
It's white water.
It's like a water.
It's a water. And so when I bring like this wine, or I was drinking Sauvignon from Franco Terpin.
Ah,
Yeah,
El Franco.
Franco.
Very
I was
good.
drinking that Sauvignon this last week. I brought it to my family. We had a little birthday party, and you know, it was 2012 Sauvignon, and that was the color, you know, just very deep color. And there was a bottle of Sauvignon from Terpene, and another bottle was a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, something like that. It's correct.
So they didn't know. They were like, Maya, did you pour the wine? Did you pour the whiskey? What is going on? And I'm like, no, this is a Sauvignon Blanc from Slovenia. And they were like, what? That's not possible.
Are you kidding? No, I'm serious.
I'm 100%, you know, and they tasted it, and it was just beautiful to see, because they loved it. They never tasted anything like that, you know. It was very very deep flavors. I mean, at 2012 there was a lot of like that deeper flavors that already
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
show. Yeah. So yeah, I like to have experience like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So this troublemaker, it's also growing in that vineyard that we just saw in front of you, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And we produce two kind of Pinot Grigio. So this is the the simple that we do.
Yeah.
And so he made just 2 or 3 days of skin contact in open barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead we have also the big brother that is called Guasta Feste, so Kill Join.
Uh-huh. Guasta
Kill Join.
Fest.
Yeah, that instead he make that the color is completely red, and he make 2 months of skin.
2 months of skins. How much was this? How long was this?
2-3 days.
2-3 days. And the same with the Sauvignon?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then you said, yeah, the same process for winemaking.
exactly same process.
Yes. And when you say that you put the wine in the wood barrels, what wood barrels do you use there?
So we use normally we have some tonneau, some big barrel of 25 hectoliters of acacia and French oak
Okay.
and also mulberry.
Mulberry tree.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes. Is that are these barrels made in Friuli or
yeah. It's all made in Friuli.
so it's really local wood you are using?
Normally here, which the wood that they're normally is acacia,
Cherry,
cherry,
mulberry,
chestnut, and mulberry. Not a lot,
not a lot, yeah.
but in the past was used a lot mulberry because here there was a lot of production of
Silk,
the silk exactly for
yeah,
mulberry,
yes. Do
and
they
so there
still,
were a lot of wood.
yeah. Do they still do that anywhere? Do they make,
No.
no,
We have some plant, but when you go in Friuli, you can watch a lot of tree of mulberry, but no
yeah,
one is
nobody's
Now
doing that.
we eat the fruit
The
of
fruit,
mulberry.
right?
Yeah.
And I made the granita. Do you know granita?
Anita, yes, yes.
Yes, I made the mulberry granita.
Oh,
Right.
beautiful. Yeah, I really like red and white, both are so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have red and white.
Yeah.
So tell me, between you two, what do you like to cook? Because you're coming from Sicily, you're coming from Tuscany. Do you cook dishes that are something that when you were growing up with, or what do you like to cook at home?
Normally, so we eat everything, and she cook a lot of from Sicilian culture. Yeah, some plates.
Yeah.
Instead, I prefer to cook in my way the meat
Uh-huh.
because in Tuscany we eat the meat very rare, so inside or blue as we call it.
I see. Yeah.
Instead, in Sicily they love well done, so I don't like it.
I prefer to cook the fish.
Yeah.
The
So
fish,
that-
the
that's-
bread, like in Italy are very good. So also in Tuscany, because the bread without salt is very good. So we
You mix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You bring a little bit of
Sometimes.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have some good sources for your meat? You have some farmers that live close?
Someone there is, but because normally we don't eat a lot of meat, but
Yeah.
so sometimes when we want some meat, we move more to
Mhm.
find it
To
with
find
some
it.
friends. Instead, we have more some producer of vegetables that were very close to us, and so that is why we eat also a lot of vegetables, some legume.
Yeah, yeah. That's that's the way to go. I
That's
also I eat everything, but mostly vegetables. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's good.
And the kind of interesting thing was also reading about you, that about Lavinia's ability to have a really good palate, like abilities to smell and taste. Lavinia, you are like a taste maker in the cellar.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
Yes.
of course. Yeah, yeah. All the wine is decided by me and her because she has a great nose
Yeah.
And
and
he have a great
he said I'm from
taste.
yeah,
Like
He
a,
and
have a
yeah,
so
great taste, and me,
and
have a
so
good.
we try to
great
combine
nose.
what she knows,
Yeah.
yeah, what she tasted from the nose instead of what I taste from the mouth.
Yeah.
We try to make the combination.
Yeah. You have a beautiful marriage of your talents coming together. Yeah.
You know, this is our passion, it's our love. So we are lucky because both of us love this kind of work
Yes.
or this kind of passion.
Yeah. It really requires that both of you love it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't work if it's only one person.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
important.
In yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you live there by yourself, or
Yeah, not alone because this big house is divided with other family
uh-huh.
that they are live for free here,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't have to pay. And they
Two family. Two
two
family
family there
now.
is,
Yeah.
but our parents they live. My parents live in Tuscany and
My parents in
in
Sicily,
Sicily. So
but we have
our
a lot of
family is
friends.
here with the other family that live in this house,
I see. That's
but they are not parents.
yeah, they're not parents.
Yeah,
And is
one
your
family
family
came from Bosnia.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, after the war that
Yeah.
were there, and another one instead was a man that helped my grandfather with the beans.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Now,
And
and
they just
now he
now
worked the
we work
wood.
the woods.
uh-huh, because you also have part of a forest.
No, but he loved work the wood, so he made everything, table, chair. So there is a lot of
Oh.
people that ask some work to him,
Mm-hmm.
and so this is everything.
Yeah. Thank you so much for,
Many
sharing
thanks to you.
To you.
sharing a little bit of your life with us. And it means so much because we can understand what you do so much better, and we get to appreciate this wine so much better. We even seen the vineyards today, which is amazing. I can't believe this happened. Thank you. I
Thanks
appreciate.
to
Thank
you,
you very
and
much.
we hope to meet. I don't know when, but we hope very soon.
I really hope very soon, and all the best to you, and lots of health right now. Yes.
Many thanks
Many
also to
thanks.
And
you.
cheers to the good year, to a good
Yeah.
vintage. Yeah.
Many thanks.
Yes.
We need
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 Bye.